I beat the Gorod Krovi Easter egg in a world record amount of rounds, and this is exactly how I did it. Welcome everyone to the Gorod Krovi low round world record video. Shadows of Evil, Derizen Drak, Zetsubo no Shima, all beaten on the lowest round. Now it's Gorod Krovi's time. So first things first, we hit Gum for shopping free, and this is a big map, so we want to open up all the possible doors that we can on round 1. And while I do that, let's talk about this low round world record. After beating Zetsubo, I thought, that's it, I'm free. Gorod will be a walk in the park, right? No, this low round was 100 times worse, and you'll see why in a bit. In terms of how much I had to mentally push myself, and how much patience I had to have to do this low round is probably as hard as all 3 of the previous maps combined. However, in terms of achievements, this is by far the biggest one on the channel for me. There were so many games where I was 1 round off world record, and I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'll just upload that, admit defeat, and then just speak about what's technically possible. However, the key thing about me is that when I'm suffering and I'm on my absolute limit, something from the depths comes out and I get like fully into my element. So for the sake of my audience, I refuse to post anything that wasn't the world record. And as you can see, that shopping free, we just got the absolute most we can out of it. So we get raindrops after hitting Gum again, and we turned on the trap to reveal one of the 6 trophies we need for the challenge step later. I think this has to be one of the coolest traps in Zombies, and then we also are able to get our first shield part. So now we're just going to run up here and then start hitting the box, because we do need the ray gun Mark III for the Easter egg. So we just use the fire sale and hit the box as much as we can. I also wanted to clarify, this game is my 2nd time beating the Easter egg, and of course I try to hit the box and the dragon has to come right here just to make things fun. The thing is that when you're doing like these low round games, you kind of have to perfect every single step of the Easter egg slowly up until the boss fight. Like, a big part of doing these is making every possible mistake that you can. So after a certain amount of games, you know exactly what to do, every step, no hesitation. Spoiler alert, I did not get the ray gun Mark III. So let's move on to the first step of the Easter egg, and the reason why this is such a nightmare to get. I also grabbed the first trophy here as well. For the first step of the Easter egg, you need to kill zombies, and one will drop a code cylinder. We then use that cylinder to spawn in a Groff module, which we must defend, but also kill zombies to complete. Now we need to do that 3 times, so once we complete the first module, we need to kill zombies again, get a second code cylinder, defend the second module, same thing with third. However, to completely bypass pushing the fuck out of the rounds and killing zombies, we can simply do nothing. Meaning we can just sit and wait, and zombies will naturally despawn. However, when the zombies are despawning, for some reason the code cylinder will still drop. So we don't actually have to kill any zombies to get the code cylinders, which is huge for not pushing the rounds. But do you want to know how long it took this round for the first cylinder to drop in this game? 17 minutes. It took 17 minutes of doing circles in the same area, just waiting for the first cylinder to drop. So now that we have the first cylinder, we can put it in, and we can spawn in the Groff module. However, I just want to point out, we don't have a run yet. We don't have a run yet at all. We're only a third of the way through to knowing if we actually have a run. So all of that running around and that 17 minutes of doing loops, we don't even know if we have a run yet. So we try to keep all the zombies alive here and take them to the Groff module so that we have extra zombies to kill. So we want to basically not push the rounds by using the round zombies that we have. So once I feel like the zombies are close enough, I'll then run up to it and then start defending it fully. So the round has ended now. So now it's just kill as many as I can, because these zombies are technically all just free towards filling up the code cylinder. Because if it was round 2 fully, then we would just be using round zombies, we'd be pushing the rounds, and then that's it. So Groff module done, I'm on a red screen as well, and there we go. We got the first one done in 1 round, which is perfect, which is exactly what we want. Now we need to do that 2 more times. So once again, guess what we're going to do? Also, I hit Gum here, and then I do end up getting Perkaholic, because Perkaholic's kind of needed on this map. Yeah, guess what we're going to do? We're actually going to build the shield first. I forgot that I ended up doing that first. Okay, now guess what we're going to do? We're going to run around in a circle for 13 minutes this time and wait for the code cylinder to eventually spawn in. It then does. We have our second one. And now we have a lot more zombies on round 2 than we usually would. This is where I suppose the low round strategy comes in, is that it has something to do with when the round ends and you're killing either round zombies or the zombies that are spawning in with the Groff module. Somewhere there, more zombies spawn in, and this is how we're able to do what we do, and you'll see it later. So, second module is here, and we're killing, and by the way, we still don't know if we have a run yet. We still don't know. So it's now round 3, and then we have the second Groff module done. I grabbed the double points, and then I also grabbed the second, whatever part that is. I don't even know what it's called. And then I hit gum, and then I wanted to get extra credit for the double points, but I didn't. I ended up getting idolized. So there we go, second Groff module done. So now I just start training in this room, once again, waiting for the third and final code cylinder. So after 13 minutes, the cylinder does drop. We are able to grab it. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, this guy is probably complaining a lot. I shit you not. It took me 4 days just to get a run, meaning for 4 days straight of doing this non-stop, all I did was run around in circles and have no experience playing the Easter egg, no experience even just having a run. We do get the third trophy there, meaning that for 4 days, I did not even get a chance to even move on to the second step of the Easter egg. I don't think you know what that does mentally to a person when you can't even just play the game. Like, all you're doing is doing the same thing over and over that is testing your patience and your limits so badly. But the third Groff module is in, and this one is very, very important. So this here is where we know if we have a run or not. This is the run killer. Now, 99 times out of 100, this will flip to round 4, meaning that it is not then the lowest round. We need to beat this Groff module, and we need it to stay on round 3. Now, I don't know exactly what it is that flips it from 3 to 4, and then what keeps it on round 3. However, all I know is that that round number needs to stay at 3. And it did. It stayed at round 3, meaning that we are on a run. Now, I just want to say that is the killer. So every time that it would go to 4, we're going to place all the network circuits so we can go to pack. Every time it would go to 4, that's it, run dead. So this is probably on my 6th day of attempting this. And I think I had before this maybe 1 or 2 runs in total before that. And I just screwed them up, or the round flipped automatically for some reason. I did something wrong. So, I don't think you understand how many times I rewatched the Gorod Krovi Easter egg tutorial just to make sure that if I ever got a run, I would not screw it up. So, finally, we can go to Pack-a-Punch. We can move on to the second step of the Easter egg, and by far, like, the coolest way to get to Pack. I mean, like, this map is very, very sick. Gorod was a map that I haven't really played much at all, but in terms of, like, the overall atmosphere, like, every time I load into it, I get this little tingle. Like, it's like, the scenery is so good. The map layout itself, I really don't like, but in terms of just everything that's going on around it, and the overall vibe is so goated. Like, BO3 is so goated, and I'm so happy to be making this video. Like, the amount of work and effort it took. So I never ever ask for anyone to leave a like in the middle of my video, but leave a like if you enjoyed this. So finally, we are up to the next step. So we run down here, and then all we have to do is shoot the egg that's on top, just up here. When that falls down, we can grab that, and then we jump into the sewer. However, I was like so relieved to have a run. I think it was my moment to breathe that I forgot to shoot the light, so I actually had to go back a second time and do it. But then, yeah, I did end up getting it on the same round. I just had to go back to pack. So we've now placed the dragon egg in the nest, and then all we need to do is wait for the dragon to spawn and breathe fire on it. I think the key difference between this low round and Zetsubo is, at least with Zetsubo, once you get the right gums, you know you have a run, you know that all you need to do is just go for it. Whereas this is like, you will hype yourself up, you'll run around aimlessly in circles for half an hour. Sometimes it took me an hour or more just to get all 3 Groff modules in, just to find out that no, you don't have a run is so heart crushing, and it's so hard to then restart and go, you know what, okay, next game, next game, next game. And then each game that it just didn't happen for days on end. That's why I feel like it was so mentally straining. But I mean, just don't quit. I mean, just don't be a quitter. You don't quit. Like, I was just kind of telling myself, okay, but it's just a matter of time. Like, the more games that I play, the more chances I have of getting a run. So I just kept going. And the dragon is now there. The dragon will breathe fire, and then the egg will be heated. So we're gonna have to wait 2 rounds for that to cool then. We can now end round 3, and that is round 3 done. So we now start round 4. So at this point in the game, it is really important that we at least try to start getting the ray gun Mark 3s, and sometimes when I would start with raindrops, or like I did before at the start of this game, I'd hit the box and I get the ray gun Mark 3s, don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game, but I do end up getting it first hit here, so I'm like, oh my god, I am not letting this run die, so we did end up getting that. So the Valkyrie drone does spawn in at PAP, we then are able to kill it, and then that activates the generator, meaning that we start the valve step. And I used to really panic when doing the valve step, but it was mainly because I didn't know my way around the map and what exactly the valve step was, but honestly at this point it's the least of my worries after everything that we've been through, so we'd start that now. So we need to find one with a green light, and then one with the pink cylinder in it. So our green light valve ended up being at Dragon Command, and then the pink cylinder was at the armory. So once I have that, I just put it into a valve solver. There are heaps of them online, and then I know exactly what to change all the valves to. So after changing all the valves to their correct settings, we are able to grab the pink cylinder. I really don't think it's that hard of a step anymore, but I think when I first started doing it, just because it's on a time limit, you don't know where all the valves are, it is confusing. You do get a bit overwhelmed, but once you realize, okay, just need to find green light and where the cylinder is, and then input it, you're fine. So now we need to put in the password. We need to spell out Chronos, so just literally shoot that. Now, I have heard of people failing this because they kill a zombie near it, or they electric cherry fails it, so I made sure to just take my time with this. So once I know for certain it's spelt correctly, because I don't want to screw that up, confirm the password, and then boom, that is done. So that will be concluding round 4, and we move on to round 5. So now the dragon egg is cooled. Now we need to work on doing all the challenges for the dragon egg. So the first one is get killed with zombies while they're on fire. So I would just train down here and then kill the zombies when they're on fire, and then would check. Dragon egg is 3/5 done, and then we are good to go. So now we need to go back to pack because we need to do the lockdown. So always make sure to pack-a-punch the ray gun Mark 3s just down here. I mean, I had the points, why not? And then we run up here and then we initiate the lockdown. So during this lockdown, it's very important that we do the last 2 steps of upgrading our egg. So this is the penetration kills. All I do is aim to the far right and then shoot. However, for some reason, it didn't work. And I'm like, why didn't it work? Like, every time that I've done this, it's worked. And I'm like, you're kidding me. The one game that I have a run, that I have a low round going, that I'm on track to getting the world record, it didn't work. So then I was running around panicking going, oh no, my strategy is just out the window. And then I check again and it did work. So I don't know if it just needs some time to update, or I ended up getting them with the ray gun Mark 3s, but that was like, I was so relieved. So then all I have to do now is just get melee kills with the shield. So then we get the melee kills with the shield. The yellow ring around the egg is full, meaning that we did complete that. So now all I have to do is just not die. And there was a run that I had where I did end up dying during this lockdown, and I never ever died during this lockdown, but this one we kind of clutched up. So eventually the lockdown does lift, and then I am able to run up and then grab the Dragon Strike controller for doing that. And then straight away we start another little mini lockdown. We put the egg in the incubator, and then yeah, we start another lockdown, but this one is nowhere near as difficult. So then all I have to do is just get kills right near it. I just stand in this corner. I mean, I'm pretty solid here. I don't think I'll be going down here. So then that lockdown ends, and then we are good. We just need to wait for that dragon egg to cool. So we do hit gum again, and for the final time actually, because I don't want to risk not having idolize for exactly when we need it. So idolize is very important for a couple of the rest of the steps that we have for this Easter egg. So the final thing that we can do for this round is place the Dragon Strike over this puddle, and then out of that we will receive our 5th trophy for the challenge step. So we are now good to end round 5, and we move on to round 6, and round 6 is literally a free round. So the only thing that I did was end up going and getting a shield, and then we ended round 6 as well. Since we waited for the egg to cool, it is now ready to go, and I would say this is probably the most important round of the Easter egg for our low round, because this is where we start the challenges. Yay, I am so excited, but we still have to get our last trophy. So we pick up the Gauntlet of Siegfried because we've completed all the egg challenges, and then all we have to do is melee the safe and then grab our 6th and final trophy. I actually lost one of my runs because of that, because I didn't call the dragon back and let his timer run out, and you need the dragon for one of the challenges. So yeah, that was a run killer I had, but we move on to the challenges. So what is our first challenge going to be? Ah yes, the Mangler Escort. If you want my honest opinion, I actually think this is the easiest challenge out of all of them, if you don't screw up, because I screwed up and I accidentally took too long to shoot his arm off because I was trying to avoid the zombies and I failed. So it's actually really easy. All you need to do is just aim at his shoulder, his arm comes off, and you just walk back to the place. That's it. Like, he's sprinting, he doesn't run away from you. It's so easy to do this. So we lead him back to Dragon Command, we get him to run over this spot here, and that is it. First challenge done. So what is our second challenge going to be? Ah yes, we need to shoot the floaty, orby, talky guy. So, I mean, this one is really easy as well. You just need to find where he is on the map, then you need to shoot him once, shoot him twice, shoot him 3 times, and then that's it. Challenge done. Easy. So now it is time for our third challenge. So we start our third challenge and we get the bomb step, the step that makes you shit your pants. So my order was department, tank, infirmary, supply, armory, dragon command. And then I had this recorded on my phone. I was recording so I could slow it down because there's no way, otherwise I would panic. So we end up just going to all the locations, running as quickly as I possibly can, and getting all of those done. So time for the next challenge, and we do get the Defend the Groff module at Supply Depot. Now, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the challenges so far, this was the one I was afraid to fail the most. So all I literally did was spam the shite out of this gun. That is all I did, because there are just some sneaky zombies at the back, and then as you can see, we do also end the round because we are killing round zombies, I believe. So round 8 will be our final round. So now that we have successfully defended that, we're going to call our dragon to go down there, and he is going to grab the part that is inside the Groff module. Now, I would like to point out again, I failed a run because I forgot to call him back, and he ended up killing a couple zombies that were then flipped around. So it was very important that I called him back, then picked up the cargo, so we are good. So we placed what he kindly gave us, and that is it. We did complete that challenge successfully. Now, there's only one challenge that this could be, and we're going to save the best till last. It is the Valkyrie Escort step. However, with Idolize, I have not failed this once. This Gobblegum is so goated for this step. So I just wait for him to come on the map, and I barely waste any time. I just pop the Idolize straight away. We are now invisible to all zombies, and we are able to escort him with no problems. I don't fuck around. I just get it done straight away, and just make sure that at every point that this dude is moving. So once the Idolize does eventually run out, I try to wait as long as I can before popping it again, but also don't take chances. So I just try to go as far as I can, and then I pop it, and then we're pretty much in the clear from here. So we're now back at Dragon Command, and the Idolize has ended. Now, I do know that you can shoot him on the stairs and it'll count, but when you're doing a low round like this, when you've invested days and days and days into this, you just don't take any chances if you just do an extra 10 seconds of guiding him. So I just didn't want to take any chances, and that is him done. That is our 5th challenge done. We have one more to do. So the final challenge will always be the Mangler lockdown step, and we do have to go to pack to do that. However, I did go to pack, but I forgot to grab the key card that you need to start the lockdown, so I had to come back and then go there again. So then we put the key card in and we start the Mangler defend step or lockdown step. So I did decide though to actually do the step properly. What I mean is, like, you're usually able to just leave one Mangler and then run around, but we had to get the Gauntlet of Siegfried back this round, so I took no chances, and it's really easy to kill, and there was a max ammo there, so I was like, you know what, let's just do it legitimately. So then the lockdown is finally complete. We deal with the last couple Manglers, and we are able to take the key card, and we are so close to the boss fight. So we head back to Sophia, we put the key card in her bottom drawer. That doesn't sound good. And then we get some dialogue, and then she eventually gives us the power cores, which we need to go give to Nikolai. So we are now able to grab the power cores, so we go ahead and grab that. And then we send our dragon off to give the power cores to Nikolai. And once I see that that's happened, I'm like sitting here going, alright, it's world record time, it's boss fight time. So she eventually stops talking, and then we are able to enter the boss fight arena, so let's do it. So here we are, round 8, Gorod Krovi boss fight arena. We're going to interact with this button here, and the giant robot is going to shoot his laser at Nikolai to get him out of the rubble. And then once he's out, we start the boss fight, and I mean, who doesn't want to fight a massive ass dragon? I think whenever I enter this boss fight, I'm actually not like afraid or nervous at all. I always feel like I'm quite comfortable in this boss fight. A lot of people say that this is very, very difficult. I mean, it is when you're fighting Nikolai, but we kind of have a way around that. So we need to wait for Nikolai to shoot him to open up a weak point. There are 3 weak points that we need to shoot, and his first one opens up. I don't waste any time. I go straight there and shoot the shit out of it. So then we wait for him to shoot him again. He does. He gets the right side now, and then I tried to shoot him, and then the wing got in the way. So then I had to run up closer, and then we are able to get that. Also, this very much could have been a death if I had shot too many zombies and they exploded right in front of me. So that could have easily been a death. Nikolai shoots the dragon for the final time on the neck. His weak point opens up. We go straight for it, shoot the shit out of it, and that is the dragon done. We do kill the dragon. What a sick animation as well. Look at this. I even had some of the guts try and fall on me. Look at this. Oh, that's cool. His head is right there. Okay, now we have to fight Nikolai. Or do we?
The dragon has been defeated. Your bravery is matched only by your drunkenness, Nikolai. Unfortunately, and I really am very sorry about this, our mission can only be completed if you surrender.
A true Russian never surrenders.
So once he finishes his quote, straight away idolize, and he is now just completely frozen. So all we have to do is shoot his 4 weak points, which is 1, 2, the 2 up the top, and then the middle, and there it is. Gorod Krovi, low round world record, round 8. I was so relieved to get this. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe, and you already know what map's coming next.
I am sorry, Nikolai. I wish there was another way. But know this, in my heart, I share the same pain as you. The pain that you have buried and blurred beneath an alcohol-fueled haze. Yes, the pain of your own memory. You loved and you lost. Everything else has been delusional fantasy that distance you from painful truth. You know what I speak of. You remember. Before the bombs fell. Before she was taken from us. Some things are forgotten. For a reason!
It is done. The souls have been collected, Maxis.